right, 16 minutes past 8. Good morning. My name is Ithiemi Andrew. Workers' Day. Happy Workers' Day to all the workers out there, both those in the public and private sector. For some of us, we have to work. The work needs to go on. Otherwise, you might not be as informed as you want to. So while you're home, relaxing, for those of us who are going out and about, engaging in one form of activity or the other, well, keep listening to us. We heard a broadcast from the sole administrator of Rivers State this morning, a Mayday broadcast, and we'll be discussing around that broadcast and also looking at the Workers' Day in general. My guest is the Labour leader for Rivers State and the person of Alex Agwanwor. Sir, thank you for your time. Good morning. Happy Workers' Day to you.
Happy Workers' Day to you, Andrew, and happy new month to all our listeners. Thank you, Wally. Thank you for having me this morning.
Okay, thank you very much. And because of our conversation, we might have to listen to parts of the broadcast and some of the things that were said by the administrator in his message, and then come over to get your response. In fact, I would like us to start with some of the things he said. So he had the broadcast this morning. For some people, they missed it. Many others got it because we had it on air at exactly 7 a.m. But first, let me ask you, what is happening with the Workers' Day celebration for workers in Rivers State? We know that there isn't supposed to be any parades following the instruction that came from the leadership. But what else are workers doing in Rivers State?
Okay. Well, basically today is a Mayday Workers' Day celebration. Like our workers, it's a Christmas for the workers all over the world. And for us in Rivers State today, we are limited to carry the activity within our state secretariat. So this morning, our members are already gathering. You can put your satellite in our office. You see that the place is already getting very busy this morning. So that's what we're going to do our celebration today, as directed by our National Secretary.
So what are the activities lined up for the celebration? As at the NLC Secretariat, I'm guessing that's what you mean.
Well, there's nothing like a celebration fair like our letter stated. However, we address our members on issues that borders on democratic governance in Rivers State, and also other issues that borders on what our members welfare across the state.
Okay. A few things were said by the sole administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, during his Mayday broadcast this morning. And I'd like to touch on some of them and get your response to some of the things he said. He had talked about his intention to the payment of consequential adjustment for pensioners. He says he's going to give attention to that. He also talked about the minimum wage being paid for local government workers and resolution of salary disputes for medical and health care workers at the local government level. He also promised to ensure that workers from form part of the process of rebuilding institutions of governance in Rivers State. He even talked about organizing trainings for civil servants to enhance professionalism and so on and so forth. I'd like us to listen to some of the things he said. We can't take the whole, it's a 7-minute long broadcast, but I'll just take excerpts from what we got in the news. So we'll listen to this.
Salaries and pensions are being paid promptly. We have approved payments for newly employed staff in the Rivers State University Teaching Hospital and the judiciary. We have resolved salary disputes for medical and healthcare workers in our local government areas, and we have ensured the minimum wage is paid to all local government employees. The contributory pension scheme we know has been a source of concern. We are reviewing the issues and funding gaps and working to find a lasting and a fair solution.
All right. So for the health workers in the local government level, I don't know, you might not have much to say about that. Perhaps I will get in touch with them again and find out if what the sole administrator said is the reality, because we had interviewed them twice and they had their own very serious concerns and discrepancies in their pay. But besides that, other things he highlighted, including the buses, free buses. There were calls that those buses be returned back to the road. He says that they will be bringing them and even adding more buses. So in general, what do you make of his broadcast?
Thank you very much, Andrew. First of all, I want to appreciate the state administrator for the address in terms of the welfare packages of workers, intervention he has made within this period. The payment of the constitutional adjustment for the retirees, it has been a concern to all the retirees in River State. We appreciate him for that. The core health is something that has really been a concern between the local government and the medical and health workers union in River State here. I think we also appreciate that. That is a very timely intervention because it has been a very good local health between 2 years. So if the workers, I think if they get the pay, that will confirm for the local government workers when that is done. I think that will be a long way. Also bringing peace within the workforce of River State. The payment of many place staff also appreciated because we have seen things happen another way before. That's whereby government will come and they will stop employment processes and these things we had cases in the past where we had those experiences. And we appreciate for also consolidating on what is already ongoing. The pension scheme is also a concern. The closed pension scheme that has been operated at the state government by June this year is the deadline for that scheme to elapse. But we are worried because there are a lot of challenges coming from that scheme in terms of the contributory pension, whereby the governments have not been complying on their own part. The scheme said that the government will pay 20% and the workers will pay 8%. The government have not done their own part properly in that scheme, and the moving to the new scheme will not really be of because how do we cover the spending? So these are things we need to also properly engage with the government to look at how to whether to give more time to it before we move, or how do we start the new scheme? Because most of the things what I was saying children, even those are not eligible for the family, they want to retire before June because of the fear of how do we join the new scheme. So I think it's a very good intervention. We hope that this will be resolved on our side.
All right.
So, and the free buses too.
Before you go on with the free buses, Mr. Alex, if you can hear me, just hold on. Let's go on a short commercial. Stay with us.
The show continues after this break on Nigeria Info.
right, 29 minutes past 8. The conversation continues here on Nigeria Info. My name is Ifeemi Andrew, and I'm still speaking with the Labour chairman in Rivers State, Mr. Alex Agwanwor. Sir, thank you for staying on the line for us.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right, thank you very much. For those of us who are listening, you can also watch online at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Log on to Facebook, search Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. You can be part of the conversation there. Very simple. And let us get your thoughts. What you think about Mayday celebration? How are you celebrating? Mr. Agwanwor, yes. So you were responding to the broadcast by the sole administrator just before we went on that commercial, and you were saying something about the buses. So let me allow you finish.
Okay, basically, that's appreciate his gesture towards workers' welfare by his statement this morning. Because we touched on most of the issues that borders on workers in Labour State. So I really appreciate that. And for us, I think it's a good news for workers in the state. But despite the suspension of His Excellency Tasmania Fubara, who has been a very workers-friendly governor, that despite the situation is also liberating on the precedents by improving on the workers' welfare. For us, we are really appreciate that. So I think the address is a welcome development.
Okay. So, but what about those people that are not satisfied with the fact that Labour did not parade? I mean, you're saying that he said nice things and you recognize what he said, but then some have described the actions of Labour as a form of protest towards his presence here in Rivers State. So if he's saying the right things and what he said is what you're appreciating, that would simply mean that you have come to realize as Labour that, well, he is here and he is here, so we have to just live with it. So if that is the case, why not, which the former NLC chair lady said could be an avenue then for workers to even directly express their concerns and make their demands known to and express their displeasure directly to the sole administrator?
Well, I don't want to join issue with the statement of the former chairperson. I think you understand the organs and the way the operations of the Congress. Being a chairperson for 8 years, at least we not work in isolation. The State Council is like an extension of the National Secretary, and we are not independent. And every decision that is being taken by the Congress is always an organ decision, where various organs from the State Council to the NEC, CWC, and NAC. So if decisions are taken at that higher level, then we have no choice than to oblige. Our own is to obligated to obey every directive as given by the National Secretary. And this decision was taken after due consultation with the entire leadership and members of the union. So for us, the State Council, we have no choice. We also abide by it. So the issue of saying that we're supposed to go and protest, the challenge is that even on news, when people are saying they're going to wear white to protest, to do rally on the street, or do online, so cause that people to come out on the street. This is also one of the reasons why we also look at that some people will not take advantage of this Mayday to orchestrate violence and put it in the head of the people to say that the NLC is responsible for it. For us, we are so committed to the restoration of the democratic governance in the state that all the suspended elected officers to return back to office. We are so committed to that. And we also don't want anybody that will take advantage of the situation to begin to provoke violence in the state. But for right now, what we need in the state is peace. And that is why we also avoid any kind of a street rally or any kind of march past. We want to limit it to our secretariat. So that yes, we would have gone to the stadium and expect to our advances. But at the end of the day, how are we going to manage the situation? We know the situation of the state now. People are not happy. Everybody is angry because of the emergency. You can see the protests going on every day in the state. So we have to also be careful so that will not be hit in the middle. So the decision that was taken by the National Secretary for us is a local decision, and we're going to abide by it.
All right, and one more question before we take calls. It would be the impact of Mayday celebrations. Do you think it's been watered down? I mean, with regards to it being an avenue for workers to draw government attention to their concern and have those concerns met. Can you still see the Mayday have that kind of impact as it used to in the past?
Yeah, the impact is there. The most important thing is to also let the world know about our challenges. Yeah, normally we don't go to state. The major thing is that the large part and presentation of our demands, our challenges to the government and all the captains of the industry in the state. But the large part is simply what is not going to happen. So it does not. The major impact is the welfare of our members, and which that we also discuss and also address to the public today also. So I don't think that it has watered the impact of concerning workers Mayday in terms of what our expectation and what we expect to happen. Because we still make our demands known, we still put it to the public, we still expect that responses are also given. As workers, we will still try to remain apolitical in this situation, and we continue to see how we can also work towards restoring democratic governance in the state.
All right.
So I think that's the point also. We are not also adverse to engaging the government, the state administrator. Like yesterday, we had an engagement with him. He invited us to a meeting, and we attended the meeting. One of the issues that is in that today were also raised in the meeting. The things he has done, and these things he's going to do. For us, we are not advanced in any kind of conversation or engagement with regards to our members' welfare, because our members' welfare is the most priority. But, however, our concern is that the issue of restoring democratic governance in the state should be expedited, so that all this issue of peace protests and all this putting around will also be a thing of the past. That's our major concern.
All right. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0007. You can call the number 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0007. The WhatsApp number is 0809-030-6416. The private sector seem to be one that is not really talked about too much when we do Mayday celebrations. It's usually a lot more about civil servants and those in the public service. And what about other sectors of even the public service? For instance, the police, the military. Who is demanding for these people better working conditions? Add that to the private sector. Who is also speaking for them, and how are they inculcated into this Mayday celebration? If you can respond to that quickly before we go to the phone lines.
Okay, I think the private sector that address today will have other welfare issues that borders on private sector membership in the state. And some of them are also coming also, like I'm telling you, as of today, I will tell you that you cannot make an Uber listen today or Bolt or InDrive. I don't think they have closed the app for the whole of the day, and it's part of their protest too. Their demand for the Mayday because of the challenges they're having with their administrator. Because with all the administrators, both Uber, Bolt, and InDrive, say the logo of subsidy and the change of the increase of the price of transportation, the administrator have refused to also adapt to the increase, and that has been affecting a lot of the drivers where they buy fuel at a very high cost price, and I think the ride is not commensurate with the price of fuel they are buying, and the issue between them and most of the passengers, whereby even though they order the ride, you will also attest to that. They will tell you that this is what is the app, but this is what they want you to pay. They want you to add something. It's because of the app ability to improve or to align with the current economic reality in Nigeria. So this is a very serious concern to them. And for them, for today, they are closing all the apps. That no rides, you cannot order for any rides for 24 hours today as part of their protest, and they want to be heard and want their administrators to also look into this issue. To make sure that Nigerian drivers, Uber, both engines, also get justice. To avoid all this unnecessary quarrel and
what about the police and the military and other?
You see, when they negotiate even the minimum wage, I think they are all beneficiaries. The police and military are not by the law, by the Trade Union Act, are not allowed to participate in activities.
But then they have concerns. They have things that they need to express, but the act doesn't allow them that opportunity. But they are workers. So what happens?
They are workers. They have an internal means of resolving the issue. Any paramilitary or military, they have their internal business, whereby the welfare of the workers are being attended to. But they are meant to remain neutral and not to participate in double activities, in as much as that paramilitary is an armed carrier paramilitary. Because they carry arms, the law does not permit them to participate in labor. Even though they are workers, yes, I agree with you, they are workers, but the law does not permit them to participate. If they have issues, they have internal mechanisms where their welfare issues are being addressed.
All right,
if they negotiate minimum wage, it's also a part on them also. They are also beneficiaries of every minimum wage negotiation in the country.
All right, let's go to NTA Road. Mufasa, good morning. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Andy, good morning.
Yes.
Good morning to the NLC chapter chairman. Quickly, let me say congratulations.
Hello, Mufasa.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, I can hear you. Go on.
Yeah, I want to say that it's a good one. The chairman has actually spoken a lot. He has been a very vibrant and articulate labor leader here in Rivers State. But I have a concern, and my concern stems from the statement created to the former chairperson of Nigeria Labour Congress, Rivers State chapter, which is the Tubo, when she said that labor has dabbled into politics. And she said that is as though she was very sure of what she was saying. She said that labor should have used the opportunity to go to Abuja and some of the other things that she said. And I was actually expecting the River State chapter to have responded to her statement, because for me, she's more or less dragging, the state chapter by saying that they are, dancing to the tune of the suspended.
Hello, Mufasa. I think you got interrupted by your service provider. You might want to call back. Yeah, Late Ambari, let's hear you from Bori.
Good morning,
All right, good morning.
My concern in this whole labor discussion is that, for me, I'm really not certain with the labor activities. The reason why I said so is that the rate at which they meddle into politics make the activities abnormal, and that people are not really satisfied with what they come up with. Most interestingly, just like what the chairman was saying here, you can listen to him and agree that yes, he's saying something factual. But however, can you say that by what he has said, it is the reality? Because if you check from what they are coming up with, the minimum wage By this time, we are not supposed to talk about minimum wage again. What we are supposed to talk about now is the living wage, because that minimum wage is not working. That minimum wage is minimizing us. I have said this time without number. This is not time to talk about minimum wage, whereas oil price is increasing. The rate at which they sell oil and get it into Nigerian account is high. They have a lot of money to pay living wage. I'm not completely talking about minimum wage, which has minimized us. Please, I want to advise the chairman. We are not talking about minimum wage again. What we are after now is living wage for the people. Okay, if I ask, when did you think it's proper for we to talk about the living wage when you continue talking about minimum wage? I want to ask, give me that answer. Good morning.
It's a Ken from Obimini. Good morning.
Good morning, Shemi Andrew.
All right.
And greetings to your guest. You see, as far as I'm concerned, the democracy of River State has been truncated, and nothing good will come up of any truncated democracy in any of these states in this country. So if you ask me, the address given by the sole administrator is for formality, because he has been instructed on how to disrupt and dismantling all the political and the democratic structure in River State. Imagine what just happened yesterday, withdrawing the deputy governor's vehicle, meaning what? Those are targets. Whatever thing he stated in his address is let it be as if he has concern for the civil servants and others. Thank you very much.
JJ from Rumigbo, good morning.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning.
Mm-hmm.
For the minimum wage, if we keep dwelling there, then we will have problems like Zimbabwe, or what's the country that Chavez was ruling, Venezuela. Andrew, I think we should curb insecurity. What's happening in Benue State, what's happening in Plateau State, basket of the country, and what is happening in the petroleum, that is the petrol itself, the circumstance that we find ourselves right now. If we can solve it, I think price of things will come down and 70,000 will make a great sense. But as it stands right now, don't be surprised that even if they increase salary as minimum wage to 500,000 naira every month. Andrew, you don't hold 10,000 naira enter market before. I'm not talking of supermarket, so normal daily choba, rumokoro, Maitri market, 10,000. You will accuse people of stealing your money. So even if they increase it to 1 million naira per month, you may not be able to even use it for anything because of the cost of things. Bring down insecurity, there will be full security. Deal with the petrol price and some other stuff that are supposed to bring price of things down, that will be good to go. But increasing, Zimbabwe, here we come. Thank you very much.
Chima from Rumigbo, good morning.
Chima from Rumokuta.
Rumokuta, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, Mr. Femi, good morning. And I also greet the labor leader of River State. Mr. Femi, I do not have concern of labor demanding, because ordinarily our belly will never get filled. But my problem is the hypocrisy of the labor. Because you cannot tell me that you find a man worthy, and the same time you say because you take order from your superior, and you start to punish a man. Is that not the case of Pontius Pilate to Jesus Christ? Now the issue is that you went to visit him yesterday, your leader, and you had a good conference with him. And then his speech today was very wonderful. And you came today and you were telling us that you are very happy with his speech and with his behavior so far in River State. And at the same time, you're bedeviling him, saying that you will not make a parade, so that the world will carry it that he is an administrator and that he is not welcome. But you eat his product. So my problem is that when are we going to stand and begin to kick out Nicodemus from our lives? Be a key shifter. In the morning we are Monday, then in the afternoon we become Tuesday. Is it fair like that? Why don't you stand your ground and the labor man for your national then the labor will go and parade in Abuja, then you are welcoming the person that produced, then the product is your problem. Is it fair like that? So to me, I want to never tell in your office there that if that is so, and they lack integrity, they don't have any more justification to come and speak about us again in River State.
All right, let's go to NTA Road now. Mufasa is on the line. Good morning, Mufasa.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity. Like I was saying, Andrew, I said Labour has not added these goods under the leadership of Comrade Alex Agwanwor. And I speak with every sense of authority and responsibility. But I was actually referring to the female created to Comrade British Itubo, the former chairperson, when she was making some spurious allegations against this Labour, saying that they are dabbling into politics. We all know how former Lady British Itubo, throughout her tenure, how she was accused by the former governor Yeso Wike, of being a politician. So I would have expected Labour under this leadership to have responded squarely to what she has alleged against them. Because we are all here in this state. We know what this current administration is doing for Labour, but it's hard with Labour. So, Chairman, sir, when are you going to react or respond to what Beatrice Tubo said? Because we are expecting Labour to respond to her because she has made an allegation. That's my question.
All right. Robin, good morning. I think that's the much.
Good morning, to me, Andrew.
Yeah, good morning, Robin. Go on.
And greetings to the Labour chairman. For me, either the Labour chairman responds to Beatrice Tubo, comrade, or not, it's inconsequential. Because when she was the Labour leader in River State, like it was said by Mufasa, she was accused by the then governor of being in politics. And actually, she participated in politics. How many times did the national, or how many times did the state here threaten to go on strike? When the national will come into the state, the next thing she will put it up. For umpteen time. Was she not listening to the national? So when the national directed the state to carry out an action, what is wrong with it? Did she not leave Labour and jump into politics? That is not why I call. The issue concerning the Labour Day, all these successive years, there have been match pass. Governors have been receiving their complaints. How has the life of the workers changed? And we're not still talking about consequential adjustment. And we're not talking about gratuity. And we're not still talking about pension. Has it been smoothing since over 25 years of democracy? So those addresses read by the governor, the military administrator, does not make sense to me. It's not going to change anything.
All right.
The government that is ongoing in River State is illegal. He said here it's illegal. It's against Nigerian constitution. And no matter how sugar-coated his speech is, it's illegal to me.
All right, Robin, thank you. Daniel from Imogate is on the line. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time, Daniel. Let's hear you quickly.
Okay. Good morning, my brother.
Good morning.
Straight to the point. If Labour is they are against the emergency rule in River State, I think for me they shouldn't drink Panadol for another man's headache, because the governor himself have gone to Tinubu at London. So all they are doing here, all they are after is 2027. And the people have told Kubara, for you to be there, calm down. So why are they, let the protest maybe for their salary increment or whatever, but in terms of emergency rule in River State, they know what they are doing. Both governor and president, all they are doing is that they want to go back in 2027. That is what matters to them. So they should not drink Panadol for another man's headache.
All right, Daniel. Thank you. All right, before we come to my guest, let's take a few messages. This one says, concerning the broadcast of the Sole Administrator, I will never take him seriously. The earlier we speak the truth to power, the better for all of us. This is Minima Tamano Priye. He sent in that message. Another person here says, no one can Okay, no one can. Okay, nothing much to celebrate in this year's Workers' Day because the hardship, economy, downtime is taking over celebrations. Justice Ori from Umudioga, you sent that message. And newly employed health workers in River State University Teaching Hospital who have been working for more than 6 months now without salaries were paid for only 1 month, while those employed under Hospital Management Board who have been working for more than 3 months don't even know their fate. Please, Labour need to mandate the administrator to pay up the arrears. Daniel from Uzoba sent in that one. After the commercial, the Labour leader would respond and then we wrap up. Good morning.
Stay with us. Nigeria Info. We'll be back.
If person ask you, say,